Thinly veiled threat.
King Charles mad as Meghan Markle unmasks secrets destroying royal family with Prince Harry's help, claiming Kate Middleton and the late Queen Elizabeth bullied her. Did you think royal family drama was only in history books? Kings, queens, and court conspiracies were supposed to stay in the past. But the most exciting royal saga is happening now. Grab your popcorn because Meghan Markle, with Prince Harry's help, has opened the royal vault.
She's sharing secrets, and King Charles is not happy about it.
Once upon a time, Meghan Markle fell in love with a British prince. They were supposed to live happily ever after in a castle.
But it wasn't quite that simple.
When Meghan and Prince Harry got engaged, it seemed like a fairy tale. The public loved their love story. But, behind the scenes, it was more like Game of Thrones.
Have you heard of royal protocol?
Meghan didn't get the rule book when she entered the palace. She faced coldness from some, like Kate Middleton. Remember the royal sisterhood we all hoped for?
It didn't happen.
Meghan felt coldness and subtle jabs from Kate. Kate may smile in public, but Meghan hints there was more. But wait, it gets even more intense. The Queen, Kate, and the dark side of palace life. What if the late Queen Elizabeth wasn't as warm as everyone thought? Meghan claims she was bullied by Kate and had frosty interactions with the Queen. The weight of tradition or something more.
Fitting into the royal mold is hard.
Meghan's experience suggests something darker than tradition. She felt judged and unwelcome, even at family gatherings.
But here's the shocking part. Meghan says the Queen's distance was personal.
Yes, the national treasure might have been cold behind closed doors. This is just the beginning.
Prince Harry was once the quiet one.
But with Meghan, he spoke out against the royal institution's unfair treatment of his wife.
He wasn't going to watch her suffer. A husband torn between two worlds. Harry's position is unique.
He's loyal to his family but also wants to protect Meghan.
Choosing her meant turning against the royal machine. Now, Meghan and Harry are exposing royal secrets together.
It's like a strategic takedown, showing the monarchy's flaws.
But what does King Charles think?
Spoiler, he's not happy. King Charles, the new heir, is battling to secure his reign and protect the royal family's image. Meghan's revelations have hit all the sore spots. The thinly veiled threat, King Charles's breaking point.
We've seen the Queen's no-comment moments. But Charles is different.
Sources say he's furious behind palace walls. This thinly veiled threat has sent shockwaves through Buckingham Palace. Meghan and Harry are dismantling the monarchy brick by brick. Can you imagine inheriting the throne only to have your legacy shattered by your son's actions? Charles might be considering legal action. Things have escalated that far. But as Charles tightens his grip, Meghan and Harry seem more determined than ever to let the truth out.
Is the crown crumbling?
The royal family has survived wars, scandals, and countless public relations disasters. But Meghan's unmasking of secrets is unlike anything before. This isn't just a scandal, it's a direct challenge to the monarchy's very essence. If these allegations hold weight, could the royal family's carefully polished image ever recover? At the heart of it all, Meghan is standing by her story. Her experiences resonate with anyone who has ever felt like an outsider in their own family. She's igniting a conversation about power, privilege, and the price of silence. Is this the beginning of a new era for the monarchy, one where transparency rules? Or is it the start of the royal family's unraveling? As the drama unfolds, it's hard not to wonder what will happen next. Will Meghan and Harry continue to reveal more behind-the-scenes moments?
Will King Charles fight back and take legal action?
And what about the other royal players? Where do they stand in this crumbling facade?
The real cost of speaking out.
One thing is clear, Meghan's decision to speak out has consequences, not just for her, but for the entire royal family. She's turned the spotlight on the monarchy in a way that's forcing the world to re-evaluate centuries of tradition. And in the age of social media, there's no hiding anymore. But the most important question is, was it worth it? For Meghan, the answer seems to be a resounding yes. She's fought to tell her story. And in doing so, she's become a symbol for standing up to oppressive systems, whether they are royal or not. Now that you've had a glimpse into the royal family's not-so-perfect world, what are your thoughts? The royal family may seem worlds away, but their struggles with power, family dynamics, and public perception are surprisingly relatable. Ever felt misunderstood by those close to you? Ever struggled with balancing who you are with who the world wants you to be? As this saga continues to unfold, you're in for more shocking revelations. Don't just sit on the sidelines, join the conversation. What's your take on Meghan's decision to unmask these royal secrets? Could this bring down the monarchy, or will it make them stronger? Let us know what you think in the comments below. What's the most surprising part of this story for you, And do you believe there's more to come? As the fallout from Meghan's explosive claims continues, one thing is clear. The public is deeply divided. On one side, we have the staunch royalists, the ones who will defend the monarchy no matter what. For them, Meghan and Harry's actions are seen as betrayal, the ultimate act of disloyalty to the crown. They believe tradition and duty should come above all else, and Meghan's revelations are a direct attack on an institution that's been around for over 1,000 years. Team Meghan or Team Monarchy? But on the other side, Meghan has garnered a massive wave of support. People who admire her for speaking her truth and refusing to be silenced by the pressures of the royal machine. For many, Meghan represents the fight against oppressive, outdated systems that stifle individuality. Her story resonates with anyone who has felt like they don't belong, who has faced unjust treatment for being different, and who has been pushed aside by those in power. So, who's winning the battle for public opinion?
It's not so black and white.
Surprisingly, younger generations, millennials and Gen Z, are largely Team Meghan. They are rejecting the idea that tradition should outweigh personal happiness. In their eyes, Meghan and Harry's decision to prioritize their mental health and well-being over royal duty is not just understandable, it's commendable. Older generations see the Queen as a symbol of stability. They believe Meghan's claims are disrespectful to Queen Elizabeth.
This is a figure loved by millions. But how did we get here?
Why has Meghan Markle, who married into the royal family less than a decade ago, polarized the world? The power of the media, shaping narratives, creating villains. The media has played a huge role in this saga. From the start, the tabloids covered Meghan and Harry's relationship with frenzy. They framed Meghan, an American, biracial woman, as the villain.
Tabloid fodder or real threat?
Remember the constant comparisons between Meghan and Kate? The media dissected their fashion and body language. But there was a darker side, a sense of racism and xenophobia.
It's no wonder Meghan felt bullied.
Wouldn't you, if you were constantly vilified for being yourself?
The royal family stood by silently.
Meghan faced tabloid gossip and an institution more focused on its image than her well-being. Did the royal family let the media run wild? Or were there forces quietly shaping the narrative for their agenda? The royal family knows how to survive. They've weathered scandals and revolutions for centuries. They are experts at controlling the narrative. When Meghan and Harry spoke out, it was a public relations nightmare. How do you defend an institution built on secrecy in the face of rebellion?
The silent treatment strategy. The royal family has remained tight-lipped.
They've chosen silence over public accusations. But in the age of social media, is this strategy still effective?
King Charles faces a precarious position.
His reign is fresh, and his legacy uncertain.
He's now dealing with his son's rebellion.
Will Meghan and Harry's revelations change the royal family forever? The big question is, where does this all lead? Will the royal family change or weather the storm? What's the future for Harry and Meghan? They've broken free of the royal bubble but still face scrutiny.
Meghan has no regrets about telling her truth. But is the cost too high?
A new chapter or the end of an era? These revelations will leave a mark on the monarchy.
Maybe this is the start of a more transparent royal family. Or maybe it's the beginning of the institution's decline. So, what do you think?
We've seen the human struggles beneath the crowns and titles. Meghan and Harry's story is about family, power, and courage. This conversation is just starting. Whether you support Meghan or the monarchy, your voice counts.
Share your thoughts in the comments below.
Do you think Meghan's claims will change the royal family, or is it just a small issue in their long history? If you were Meghan, would you have stayed quiet for tradition?
Or would you have spoken out like she did? Now's your chance to share your opinion.
The world is watching, and your thoughts could shape the next chapter of this royal drama. Let's keep talking, because this story is far from over. Meghan and Harry's revelations have caused big waves beyond Buckingham Palace.
It's not just about the royal family.
It's about important issues like mental health and racism that touch millions worldwide.
Their story is about speaking truth to power and challenging the status quo.
The broader conversation on mental health and racism. Meghan and Harry's story has sparked a big conversation on mental health and racism. Meghan has talked openly about her mental health struggles, even admitting she felt suicidal. Her honesty has helped break the stigma around mental health, showing us it's okay to not be okay. Her experience with racism in the royal family has also sparked a global conversation. Many people of color have connected with her story, recognizing their own struggles. The subtle racism and feeling of being othered is something many can relate to.
It's not just Meghan's story.
It's about how racism is deeply embedded in powerful institutions. Meghan's courage has opened the door for others to share their experiences, making the conversation about race impossible to ignore. Can the monarchy modernize? The future of the royal family. The big question is if the royal family can survive these revelations or if they need to change to stay relevant. Traditionally, the monarchy has thrived on secrecy and mystery. But with today's media, can they keep up? A monarchy in crisis? The royal family has always been in the public eye, but never like this. Younger generations are questioning institutions that hold power without accountability. If the monarchy wants to survive, they must adapt quickly.
But what would that look like?
Could the royal family become open and speak out on issues like mental health and social justice? It's a big challenge, given their long history. King Charles has a tough job balancing tradition with the changing world. His reign could be defined by how he handles this crisis. Will he stick to old ways or bring in a new era for the monarchy? Harry and Meghan represent a new kind of royalty. They are not afraid to challenge the institution they were born into. By stepping away, they found a new path that values their mental health and family over royal duties. Even though they are no longer in official roles, they are still shaping the monarchy's future. They are redefining what it means to be royal in today's world. Their influence goes beyond the UK. Meghan and Harry have become global figures, advocating for causes they believe in. They've shown that you don't need a crown to make a difference.